Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Peyton, and with me is my co-host Torrin.
Yo.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We're going to be talking about the worst Letterboxd reviews. It's going to be super fun. Some stupid ones and some funny ones. It's gonna be a good time. We're also going to be talking about the news of the week, of course. There's going to be time codes in the description or the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, let's get right into the news. So not a ton of news. It's just DC news this week. Greg Fraser will return as cinematographer for the Batman Part 2.
W.
Huge W. He better not get snubbed again at the Oscars. I swear to God.
Yeah, he better not either. That shit's crazy.
Shit's wild, bro. That movie's so gorgeous.
Yeah, they were cooking for so long, years and years on end.
They got snubbed. Like I doubt he would have won, because I think, what was he up against? Oh well, no. Or wait, was he up against Dune that year?
No. Wait, what for
cinematography?
Oscars? For the Oscars 2022, right?
I think so.
I'm not sure. I just know that Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh no, it was Dune.
Everything. Oh, it was Dune.
Yeah, it was Dune. So like it makes sense because Dune's cinematography is crazy, but like he deserved at least a nomination
for sure.
It is what it is, though. Alexander and Bill Skarsgård are on the short list to play Lex Luthor in Superman Legacy.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one. Actually, Alexander Skarsgård I can see, but Bill Skarsgård, I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to see like fucking, I still see remnants of Pennywise
every time you see him.
Yeah.
You're watching John Wick 4 and you just imagine him.
No. That's exactly like how it is. Because, and also like how he does like the smile, it kind of like reminds me of like Jim Carrey. So yeah, every time I think of Bill Skarsgård, I just think of like his like buck teeth as, Pennywise.
Yeah, so just imagine that, but bald.
Yeah,
I can't see it. But Alexander Skarsgård is good, and I still think Nicholas Hoult would be a fantastic Lex Luthor.
For sure.
But is what it is, I guess. I guess that's always still possible. But last piece of news, it's here. Finally, David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan have been cast as Clark Kent and Lois Lane in James Gunn's Superman Legacy.
We won. We won.
Fucking won. David Corenswet was easily the best choice, and we got him. Rachel Brosnahan, the only one I would have, other one I would have wanted was Emma Mackey, but Rachel Brosnahan is also just fantastic, and I'm in. Brilliant casting, man. We won. People call him Discount Henry Cavill all they want. Stay mad.
Right.
I actually saw some people on Twitter compare him more to like Tom Welling, and I can kind of see both.
Yeah, I have seen the Tom Welling comparison.
And guess what? They're both great. So yeah, David Corenswet, and even though he's not unknown, but he's not huge, which is good in my opinion. And the stuff that I have seen, I'm sold, man. I'm sold, and I trust James Gunn to do justice to Lois Lane. My only thing is, again, talked about it before, they have big shoes to fill when it comes to Lois Lane. Now that Elizabeth Tulloch is Lois Lane right now, and she's just the best. And what they're doing with her in season 3 is just brilliant. I'm going to talk about Superman and Lois later, but yeah, I trust James Gunn. Rachel Brosnahan is a phenomenal actress, so I can see them doing it. I can see them pulling it off. Elizabeth Tulloch is perfect in my opinion, but obviously there can be two legends can coexist. So we're here. But yeah, that is the news of the week. Quick this week.
Pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah. Which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is, of course, the worst Letterboxd reviews. This is gonna be this is gonna be fun. Okay, why don't you start?
I have this one from I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna say the person's name.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. Actually, I want to say the person's name for one of the reviews, and there's a reason for that. That'll become clear.
Like if it doesn't have like an actual name, then I'm gonna say it. But for now, I'm not gonna really do that. So for this one, it is for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This person said, "I thought Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was okay, but the sequel was way too goofy. Very much for Spider-Man superfans. I wasn't even interested in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, but at least they made me good. They made him good enough to watch. This was tiresome and boring, but they tried to be cute. People oohed when real people appeared on screen. There were some good cameos, but they even seemed a bit bored. Maybe it was just me. But if the sequel comes out tomorrow, because even after 2 hours and 20 minutes, this is to be continued, it simply just wouldn't interest me. Because The Flash bombed and some news outlets are saying the superhero movie is over, while you and I know that it bombed mainly due to the problematic star, I really don't care if they scale back on superhero movies and only make them if you know that, if you know they are good. That would be a silver lining in all of this." This is horrible. Unfortunately, this person's a pro, so they pay for Letterboxd.
They pay for Letterboxd, and they hate it Across the Spider-Verse. What'd they say about Into the Spider-Verse?
They said that it was okay.
See, even though I do think Into the Spider-Verse is a masterpiece, I don't remember if I've talked about it on this podcast before, but there are a couple issues with that film that I do have. But like, calling it okay, like, I kind of get it. As long as you, like, I could see, like, if seeing the plot is just kind of okay. Now, if you're like, the animation was whack, then I have an issue.
yeah, like, at least like that gives it a pass. And I did see another review, which is valid, because of like the complaint that Peyton and I had with the movie, which is like one of the plot lines of the fact that, you know, the person didn't like the movie because of how Uncle Ben dying, or like just a captain dying being like a canon event, kind of like it drives the Spider-Man story kind of like in a weird direction for them, because it's like, you know, like, what's the point? Like, does like someone need to die for that to happen? And I guess like what they're saying, I can understand that, but this review that I just read was just far worse.
Well, they also said it was like too goofy, but like
this person said it was too goofy. Yeah.
But like it is goofy because it's Spider-Man, but also it's incredibly emotional.
Yeah.
Literally the start of the movie is tragic, man.
Exactly. Like I don't know. Like literally the entire or the premise between, you know, Miles and even Gwen, it's like, you know, change your destiny and not conform to, like, you know, the rules of like the Spider-Verse. And with, like, you know, yeah, like you said, with Gwen, it was tragic. Like, you know, her version of Peter died, in which we see, and then her own dad blames her, forcing her to leave to go join the Spider Society.
Yeah, shit's wild. How many stars did they give it?
This person gave it a 1.5.
Okay. There were so many. When I was looking through reviews, there were so many people that were like, I don't like this and I don't like this, but like this was cool and this was cool. Half star. Like, what?
Yeah, so
half a star, but you like some aspects. Okay.
I generally think that this person is a red flag, like literally a walking red flag. If you don't enjoy Across the Spider-Verse or even Into the Spider-Verse, like, you know, that's already bad. What makes it even worse is this person is paying for Letterboxd. So
you have such a vendetta against people who pay for Letterboxd
because they have shit takes, bro. Like, they're so bad. The only person I can give a pass to, because he's my homie, is my friend Josh, and he's a patron. but he doesn't spit out these garbage takes like some of these other people.
A lot of them, yeah, usually the ones that you do see that are pros or patrons that aren't like content creators sound pretty pretentious.
And like, it was funny that like, yeah, when you're a patron or a pro, your like, yeah, your reviews get pushed up to the top. So now like now like Letterboxd is forcing me to look at people who pay for this shit and have shit takes. Like, goddamn, like, you're wasting money on an app and you have a horrible brain. Pick a struggle.
Okay. I have one, and it's really long, so bear with me. But like, talking about walking red flags, this review, half a star. Okay, half a star. Throughout the movie, I found myself identifying more with the vampire Spider-Man Miguel than I did with the main Spider-Man Miles Morales. The vampire Spider-Man, while portrayed as a villain, seemed the most realistic to the ideals a person would have. For example, imagine building up a great organization, inventing a groundbreaking time-transcending technology, assembling a massive network of like-minded individuals, and crafting a strong morale philosophy accrued over the span of your life to lead it all, only for a snot-nosed teenager to come out of nowhere and mess it all up. Miguel had complete justification in defending his spider group and locking Miles up. The movie should have ended there, or at the very least wrote through how that experience would have affected Miles. Would he still be inspired to commit acts of justice, or would being forced to live through a canon event against his will lead Miles to acts of revenge against the other Spider-Men? How could he have come back from that? Why would he need to? Could he be bad and justified? What about being vengeful only towards the other Spider-Men, starting a parallel group to commit acts of prejudice and extermination solely against Spider-Man? This arc would create a situation where Miles would have more reason to want to reform himself for the better after having committed actions so out of the character for Spider-Man. The twist could be that Miles' canon event all along wasn't being forced to see his dad dying, but him learning that after destroying all the other Spider-Men, he still feels angry and vengeful. It was all for nothing. How could he redeem himself? Is it okay that he can't? I found the writing to be lazy in how easy they made it for Miles Morales to uproot the spider group and escape. Every Spider-Man versus one, and the one wins? The justification given for this is Miles is not supposed to be a Spider-Man, therefore special. But why would that mean he's more talented than every other Spider-Man all at once? The answer is lazy writing. The target audience for this film is children, teenagers, and their parents. The reason is because the theme of parenting and being a self-centered teenager are the most prevalent throughout the movie. The theme of parenting is seen in the characters of Captain Stacy, the Morales family, and the Peter Parker with a daughter. These characters were most definitely written for adults bringing their children in the audience to relate to, and to chuckle at similarities of raising a kid. Oh, parenting is hard, haha. This archetype is tired and unimaginative. Write something better with commentary on something important that another superhero movie hasn't already touched. The problem with teenage melodramas is that no one can have problems without them being presented as the end of the world or completely life-changing and over the top. The self-centered protagonist was frustrating, but it's how every kid thinks. Should we make movies to further encourage this thinking? I think not. It'd be better to show how a spider group, a democracy of Spider-Men, know better than a teenager. It would have been more interesting to see Miles get knocked on his ass, as that would have been a better message than, you don't have to pay your dues, just do whatever you want because you're special. For example, Miles' motivation to go back home was because he didn't want to go through grief, what literally every other Spider-Man went through. For a target audience of young kids, what sort of message is it to say you never have to grieve if you have enough self-centered ego? Unfortunately for their parents, this movie succeeded at maintaining the status of the usual drudge that has been pushed out of Hollywood for their kids. Imagine a society where we expose kids to important concepts and interesting films that are not the equivalent of going to a rundown Six Flags. I don't mean pretentious art house films, but films that are for kids with high quality of commentary on life, real life. I saw this movie because of how many people I saw raving about it. I thought to myself, maybe a superhero movie wouldn't be uninspired and would be fulfilling. I was off. Way off. While the writing was not affected by the writer's strike, I can only imagine how much worse it would have been if it had been. The story was all too predictable and boring. There were several instances where the writing wrote itself into a corner and found the solution to be meta-commentary. An example is how character introductions would get cut off before they got going because, quote, we've seen this story already. But the problem is that commenting about how your story trope is boring is not better than writing something new. At the end of the day, you're still pushing the same boring story. In terms of strengths, the movie's crutch was animation. These montages are captivating enough to keep your attention, but the whole movie feels like a test of just about being bored enough to look away and then another flashy thing happens. At the end of the day, this attempt at filmmaking is hollow and just barely more entertaining than a firework in the night sky. Bright and shiny, but you get over it quick. Also, the first red flag was Pascal Pictures. That's it.
See, it's very interesting because of course, you understand what he's talking about, right? I definitely get where he's coming from, but unfortunately, I just feel like this person just wants, like, he just loves the idea of like an evil Spider-Man. He is, this guy is suffering from chronic illness of the Injustice Superman treatment.
Yeah, the idea of like Miles like killing all the other Spider-Man and it doesn't make him happy or whatever. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, damn, I'm glad fans aren't the writers. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, okay, it would have been like, it's something that's like cool to like hear, but it's like, wow, like you want evil Spider-Man killing people. That's so fucking weird. That's like, I don't know. And then it's also like funny. It's like, I like how he brings up like, oh, how is Miles able to escape like like a whole army full of like Spider people and all that stuff, like, what makes him so special? And I'm like, well, because that's the problem. Not problem. That's the thing about Miles Morales, is that he is a special person, and that with him being an anomaly, it kind of adds to that to his character. Someone explained it, because that exact same talking point is like something that there is being discussed right now on social media. But yeah, like overall, like, wait, does this person pay for Letterboxd?
No.
See, okay, well, he's slowly losing his sanity by writing that god awful review.
And they bring up the parenting bit too. How it's supposed to be like, be there for like the parents that are bringing their kid to the movie or whatever, and they bring up Captain Stacy, the Morales family, and Peter B. But like, those are three very different examples. It's not just, oh, parenting is hard. Like, sure, on the surface that's what it is, but like Gwen is like people have talked about, it's a trans or a coming out allegory. You know what I mean? So there's that. As with Miles, it's just your kid growing away from the parent and being their own person. So that's that. And Peter B is just having a good time. With their kid. Like, it's a baby, it's not a teenager yet. And so he's just like, hey, look at my baby. It's different. It's not even like parenting is hard, because the kid's never in danger. You know what I mean? So that doesn't even make any sense.
And then, like, with the thing about like with Peter B is that like Miles was the inspiration for Mayday. Like, it is again like posing the theme of like, yeah, like, you being Spider-Man doesn't always have to be like a one-way street. Like, different things can happen to you, and like it is like ultimately your choice to do that. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. And then the guy like rips on the animation. I don't really know what he's talking about. I personally think the animation is just fine. The animation is it is gorgeous. The animators, they deserve their.
They said that the
props.
Animation was good. It's just like, ooh, look at the flashy colors, because just to like distract you from the bad storytelling, I guess.
I mean, that is his opinion. I had nothing else to say about that. But I personally loved it. Of course, it's supposed to convey emotion and the circumstances behind each character, but that's not something that was entirely a problem for me. Like, I don't think it distracts anything from the story at all.
Agreed. Shit review.
Yeah. See, like, so that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know, like, people just like, they just go in and start writing, senior dissertations, and like it's just crazy. More power to that person.
Yeah, it was very long. That's the longest one there is. So started off.
This is another Spider-Man review. This is from Sam Raimi's 2002 Spider-Man. This person gave it half a star and said, "It is so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible, so I'll give you a 1. But yeah, you gave it half a star." So and then they also said, "Just watched this movie for the first time ever in preparation for No Way Home, and I'm definitely not sitting through another 2 Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. This was the most embarrassing movie I've ever watched. Terrible script, awful acting, horrible effects for even 2002. Kirsten Dunst 8, but everyone else should be ashamed of themselves."
Kirsten Dunst 8?
That is absolutely insane.
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Like, if they said, like, oh, Tobey Maguire was bad, okay.
yeah, like, yeah, cool, like, whatever. And then, like, and even then, like, you know how you're not even gonna watch Spider-Man 2. Like, I could understand not watching Spider-Man 3. Like, you can just leave it at that. But Spider-Man 2, bro, like, you like you're not gonna watch like one of the most critically acclaimed Spider-Man movies. That's fucking insane. But even then, like, Spider-Man 1 is such a fun movie. And yeah, like, it has its problems, which we've addressed multiple times on our podcast, such as like how Tobey Maguire is portrayed.
Yeah, just characterization, really.
Yeah, really just characterization, especially with that god awful scene
with pretty much everyone except the villains.
Yeah, fucking Mary Jane getting barked at. That's
and Aunt May, she's perfection.
Yeah, Aunt May is showing what's going to happen to the Barbie fans when Oppenheimer is in theater. Yeah.
Deliver us. Finish it.
And then they're gonna be the hospitals, like, yeah, those horrible yellow eyes. It's just like, just a smoke, the fire. But yeah, like, I don't really, of course, obviously I don't agree with this. As I said, Spider-Man 1 from 2002 is definitely like a comfort movie for me.
Same.
It obviously, Spider-Man 2 is better, but this one is just, it's more fun to come around, and like,
easily more rewatchable.
All the memes surrounding it.
I could quote that movie all day. I fucking love that shit so much.
Quoting this movie is just amazing. But yeah, other than that, like, other than characterization issues, the movie is very fun. It is such an awesome movie.
Yeah, like, especially like, when was that review written?
This was written December 22nd, 2021.
Because, like, if you're watching it for the first time, like, and it's like recent with all the shit we've gotten sent, like, I understand, like, because, like, watching it now with context of what we have now, it's and we know that because we're not Raimi fanboys, that the movies haven't aged the best, because a lot of it is nostalgia. Yeah. So it's like, I get not liking it, but half a star.
yeah. Half a star is pretty insane.
Yeah, half a star is crazy. Mine is another Across the Spider-Verse one. I think there's only one film where I got 3 reviews, but I usually went 2 each with the films I got. So this is Across the Spider-Verse, half a star. Now this one, the few that we've done so far have been people who just legitimately don't like it for whatever reason. This one is, there's a couple I picked that are jokes. And this one is an example of someone trying to make a joke, but they're trying way too hard, and it's just sad. And it's like still funny, but in like a, oh, what are you doing, bro, kind of way. You know what I mean? So half a star for Across the Spider-Verse. It starts ahem. For starters, we have Icy Miles, I don't know what the fuck that means, rejecting his Mexican heritage, and in parentheses, his people deserve to be put down. They made hot flamin' Cheetos, and that bred a type of female I wouldn't want my son around. And him failing Spanish, I mean, I don't blame him. Who can even speak that taco munch, burrito bunch, spicy lunch language? Also, God.
What the fuck?
Also,
what is this?
There's Mr. Spot, who on all accounts deserves to Millie Rock, Billy Bop, and do the stomp on Miles J's. Miles J's. He got a crease so cleanly he folding a paper airplane. Now for my true feelings. And he put the rest of this in all caps just for context. I'm gonna toss Spider-Woman's salad like it's from Panera, and I'm gonna guzzle it down with her discharged lemonade so I can be up for days on end. Hail mein Führer Adolf Prowler Hitler, and Miguel O'Hara is my favorite racist of all time. He's in the top 10 at this point, tied with Adam Driver's lovely speech about that feller driving away in his truck. And y'all can shut the fuck up about trans Gwen or Greg, whatever her fucking name is. A hole is a hole. Stop complaining and go to Pound Town. And in conclusion, I'm gonna give Silk a web facial and Miles' mom can get this East African pharaoh staff. Thoughts?
This motherfucker needs to be locked up immediately, bro. I want his hands cut off and I want his mouth sewn shut. What is that?
Yeah, so
bro?
luckily I screenshotted this just so everyone knows this was taken down by a moderator and for probably good reason.
That is
horrendous.
Horrendous doesn't even
like
begin to describe.
See what I mean? I was like, bro, you're trying so hard, but it's like, it's so funny that you're trying so hard to be funny. Like, it's awful. And it's so bad.
That is literally egregious.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, this is 100% going in.
Does it have a bunch of emojis too?
No, I don't think it did.
Oh my god, that is so weird, bro. I have no words. I don't even want to speak about that anymore. Like that has
bro said, shut the fuck up about the trans Gwen or Greg thing. A hole is a hole, bro. Put this man on a watch list.
No, put this man under the jail, bro. I want this guy buried alive. That is insane. Oh my god. Okay.
Moving on.
This one is from one of the most critically acclaimed superhero movies ever made, and it is The Dark Knight. So yes. This person gave it half a star. I feel like this person's trolling, but I don't think they are, but who knows. Someone said, sure, Heath Ledger is good in this. The script is fucking terrible. The costuming looks hilarious. There is an unbelievable amount of continuity errors, something I generally avoid commenting on, but they are absolutely egregious in this film. There's like 8 plots going on. It has all the philosophical force of AJ Soprano discovering nihilism and an unbelievably poorly paced third act. Fuck this movie. I don't even like comics or whatever, but if I did, I would be embarrassed that this is the film people would use to persuade others that the medium can produce interesting stories. Now,
I saw that one looking for reviews. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure what continuity errors they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I wish they had explained that.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like I vaguely know that there are a few, but I don't really care. I've never really cared about continuity errors unless they're like egregious. I don't give a shit.
See, like the thing is that I'm not too big on The Dark Knight, but even this review is pretty fucking bad. Like, damn.
Yeah, people say The Dark Knight is a masterpiece. Is it a masterpiece? Maybe.
No.
It could be. I could see why people, but it's like my problem isn't people calling it a masterpiece, it's people acting like it's like the best thing ever created.
Yeah, so I disagree with that.
I wouldn't tell people to watch The Dark Knight either if I'm trying to get someone into superhero movies.
Yeah, I would be like, I would mention it, but then I would just be like, yeah, it's just there.
Should also probably watch Batman Begins first, but
Mm-hmm. Arguably
the better Batman film at least. But yeah, I got a one for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Ooh.
Half a star.
Jesus.
I hated this movie so much. It's just goddamn animal abuse the whole time. It was such an unpleasant watch seeing what they did to Rocket and his friends. This movie it was pretty much just a collage of different ways to torture animals, from caging to mutilating to testing to torture to gassing to blowing up to beating and death. It was so horrific to watch, especially as an animal lover. I felt like it had no redeeming qualities in terms of revenge either. Spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, by the way. After everything our villain put Rocket through, he doesn't even finish him off? Really? I know it's Marvel and it's supposed to be all good guys, don't do that stuff and whatnot, but it was so unsatisfying to see Rocket not give proper justice for what horrific things that happened to all the animals in him. I'm such an animal lover, and it pains me to so much to watch innocent creatures like animals go through so much harm. I did not enjoy the movie, and I felt like the ending was stupid. Why did everyone separate? Mantis felt like she had no good reason to go, and I guess I get why Star-Lord left, but I wish he didn't. Now for this one, I get, because a lot of people who are like sensitive to animal abuse and stuff like that, I get not liking the movie as far as the animal abuse stuff goes, but as far as like being an advocate against animal abuse, the movie's phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure. And I talked to somebody about this today, and like, you know, they said that like, yeah, they watched Guardians, and they watched Guardians Volume 3, and they loved it, but they wouldn't watch it again because of that.
Yeah,
and that's totally understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense. But to be like, oh, the movie was bad because of this content that just happens to be in it to tell the story that needs to be told, that's weird. Because again, as long as you realize that the moral of the story is that it's not good to abuse animals, then you're good. But I also thought the idea, or the thing that they bring up in this half star again review here is the fact that Rocket didn't finish him off. And I think this bit is interesting to discuss, because it is a problem in a lot of not just superhero movies, but just a lot of action movies in general, where they're just going through waves of people. And then when it comes to the one guy they're chasing, they're like, nah, I'm going to let them live. It really bothers me. But for whatever reason, it didn't bother me in this. And maybe that's just because it's a good movie. And maybe if it was a worse movie, I'd be more annoyed with it.
Yeah. I think that that's kind of how I feel like when it comes to like, you know, superhero content or like just media overall. Like, like if someone is just doing horrible shit, like get rid of them, bro. Yeah, I think I didn't really mind it in this movie just because like everything else was just you know, like so like well crafted. But yeah, that is a thing that I get annoyed with quite a bit. One of them being like, you know, one of the examples being Batman not killing the Joker, even though he's just like killing people. I know like the whole Batman doesn't kill thing, that's whatever. Like,
no, I only have a problem with that in the Snyderverse, because bro's murdering people, so just murder the fucking Joker, but you don't, for whatever fucking reason. That's fucking stupid. But like, yeah, that's more of a problem with just Batman as a character.
Yeah,
because of his no kill rule. The thing that I think about, probably just because it's the most recent, is Moon Knight, because bro didn't kill whatever his name is, Ethan Hawke, after just killing a bunch of fucking people, and then he gets the chance to kill Ethan Hawke, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Now Ethan Hawke's character dies anyway, but only because Jake Lockley does it and not Mark Spector. And I'm just like, bruh. that's so annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't bother me in this. Maybe it's maybe Rocket doesn't do it because he's like, not because like, oh, I'm, taking like the high road or some shit. And it's just more like, I have bested you. You see that I am a superior creature, if you will, So I'm gonna let you live with that. But I don't know. It didn't bother me.
My next one is from The Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh.
This person said, if you have this as your favorite movie, you're a nerd and you possibly annoy your girlfriend by pressuring her to review movies for your entertainment. You should probably buy her presents or at least a vegan chocolate muffin. And then they edited this and they said, edit, if you tell your girlfriend you'll only buy her a vegan chocolate muffin if she changes her review to 5 stars, you are disrespecting her and undermining the integrity of the art of film critiquery.
Is that a joke?
I want to say it is.
Oh yeah, I want to believe it is, but at the same time, did they pay for Letterboxd?
No, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't do it. I mean, but then again, let me look at this person. Let me look them up. Well, also, it's like,
you're probably a nerd. Well, yes, I am.
Yes, like most people who love Star Wars are nerds. Like,
no shit. But also, even against just general film goers, it's regarded as one of the best sequels of all time. So,
oh my god, this person just does not like anything. They gave Ant-Man 1 a half star. They gave, oh my god, this is crazy. They gave I don't know. The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, 2 stars.
I think that's considered the worst one. I don't remember. I like that one though. I like the Hobbit movies. Sure. That's a really unpopular opinion, but
Guardians of the Galaxy at 3.
Guardians 1 to 3.
Solo 1. That.
Ooh.
I don't think that's a 1, but like.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not great, but not a 1.
Alien a half a star.
Alien, like the first one.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's wild.
Their opinion, I guess.
Yeah, more power to you, man. Batman Begins a 2.5 star. They gave Jurassic Park a 3. No.
You find The Dark Knight on there?
They didn't even rate The Dark Knight on there, bro.
Damn. That's
wild. Anyways, I don't agree with this. Yes, Star Wars fans are nerds. Get over it. and fuck your vegan chocolate muffin.
Yeah, get your girlfriend a present, like a vegan chocolate muffin.
I think my girlfriend would stab me if I ever gave her a vegan chocolate muffin, like, because I'm a nerd for Star Wars. Like, the fuck.
God, I hope that's a joke, but it's probably not.
I think it is a joke.
You think it is, despite them also not liking anything else?
Hey, bro, if you like Star Wars, you're a nerd, and you probably don't like a girlfriend, but buy her a vegan chocolate muffin. Like, that doesn't sound right.
You're right.
It's just funny.
All right, I got another Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 one.
Okay.
Half a star. Okay. My family has a rule. We do not watch any Marvel Cinematic Universe films that take place after Avengers Endgame. We broke the rule because we broke the rule.
Oh my god, dude.
We broke the rule because we love the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies so much. We didn't have high hopes, but we figured it couldn't be as bad as the few others we tried to watch before agreeing on that rule. We were wrong. We walked out of the movie theater before we were halfway through. This movie was pure evil. The animal cruelty was front and center, the main focus of this film. They glorified tearing the animals apart, torturing them, destroying any that didn't turn out like they wanted, and tried to make the men running the experiments like gods who can create what they want. It was basically a horror film, and we heard from spoilers online that they tormented Lila horribly later on in the film, which I'm grateful we missed. I knew Rocket's animal friends were going to die when they started making us like them, but I was hoping to be wrong. On top of that, they destroyed Mantis. She used to be innocent and sweet, yet she spent this whole movie screaming at people. Nebula was supposed to be the harsh one, but they doled her character a ton. And since when does Drax get beat up so bad he bleeds? Ronan kicked his butt to the curb in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and he didn't even look bruised. Suddenly Goldie Adams shows up and he can beat him to a pulp? I don't buy it. Peter's a serious drunk in the beginning, then spends the whole time trying to convince a now nasty Gamora that he loves her with monologues. Which, another issue right there, Gamora wouldn't be that way. She still escaped Thanos and went off on her own just as she had in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, so there's no way she'd be that drastically different personality-wise. A little different, yes, but to be that big of a sadistic bitch, again, I don't buy it. As for Rocket, he barely has a part. He spends the whole movie in the med bay dying, which, please explain this to me. If he has a kill switch implanted in him that will explode if they put the healing machine on him, why didn't it go off when they put the healing machine on him in the first place? Who wrote this? How long does a kill switch take to initiate? And Groot should never be just a walking head. That's horror film worthy in itself. On top of that, none of the music was happy or good like in the last two movies. Half of the scenes were as dark lighting wise as a DC film. And why did they make their home base on nowhere? Quote, nowhere? It's a place. We've been there. It sucks. Quote, Peter Quill from Avengers Infinity War. The only good thing I can say about this movie is that it had my captain in it. I'll admit, I squealed aloud with joy in the theater when I saw Nathan Fillion's name in the opening credits. He was quite funny, even though the outfit they put him in was ridiculous. So at least I did get to see that. I understand they needed a terrible backstory to make Rocket the way he is, but this was just unnecessary and in all honesty, just evil. I don't care if it's fake. No one needs to watch that.
I think this person literally, number one, they missed the entirety of the MCU, and including Endgame. Number two, this person and their family lives in a cult. Imagine having a rule of not watching a set of movies after Endgame, like literally brain dead. Yeah, I know this person watches movies with their eyes closed.
Well, I thought it was funny that they were like Mantis spent the whole movie screaming at people, and yet earlier in the review they say they walked out halfway through.
Yeah.
None of the music was happy either. What? Well, clearly you didn't see the end of the movie. Like, what are you giving it a half star? You haven't even seen the movie. You're like, oh, it glorifies violence. They make the guy look like a god. You didn't see the movie.
And like, bro, like, you're literally explaining like why animal abuse is bad. Oh yeah, they mutilate them. You know, yeah, it's kind of what they're doing, bro. It's animal abuse.
I can't believe they would show that. Animal abuse is wrong. Yep, that's the message of the movie.
Like, great job explaining the obvious, bro.
Did they destroy Mantis? Was she yelling the whole time? Did they dull Nebula's character?
I don't know, man. I think they did. Goldie Adam.
Yeah, and it's like, because Ronan like kicked him to the curb or whatever. Ronan, like, he had the Power Stone, I guess, but at the end of the day, he's just a Kree. I forgot his name. Adam Warlock is basically fucking Superman. I mean, yeah, he's fucking crazy strong.
He has like some of the power sets of Superman. So
I actually saw a few reviews looking for some of the Guardians of the Galaxy ones that were like, I can't believe they made Peter a drunk. It's in like the first 10 minutes of the movie and they don't touch on it again. Like, come on, bro. And Groot should never be just a walking head. Like, okay, again, a walking head for what, 30 seconds? It's just weird. And the lighting thing, like, oh, it's so dark. It's not. like the most of the problems with this review is just chalked up to, bro, you didn't see the movie. You walked out halfway through and you didn't see the movie. You just didn't see it. So like, there's that, like, I don't know how you could write this whole review talking all this shit even though you haven't seen the fucking film. Crazy to me. That's wild. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was just a crouton brain IQ moment. This one is one of my favorite. This is a review from one of my favorite movies, Superbad. Someone said this fucking shit was so insufferable to watch. The first time I watched it, I couldn't even pass the first 10 minutes because it was so uncomfortable to watch, especially as a woman. I hate how overhyped this movie is and generally can't believe this is a lot of people's favorite movie. LMAO. But now I'm pretty fucking sure now the people who said that this movie is one of the best teenage movies are cis white boys that peaked in high school. I don't want to be around your ass if you enjoyed this outdated, rapey, and misogynist comedy.
Shit, you found my alt.
Oh, God. Bro wants to be a woman so bad. But so the thing is that I'm going to give this a slight pass because like
really?
only because like like it is like outdated in some parts, but I think what makes Superbad like such a like a good and like funny movie, and so like I said, I give this person a slight kind of like a minimal slight pass because watching this movie, especially now, it is outdated in some parts, and with certain words like that they say, which include the F slur and all that type of stuff, and even then like it's like Jonah Hill's character as a whole, it's just like a sex crazed guy, and who eventually wants to get it in before he goes to college,
but right, rapey.
By rapey, I don't know about like the rapey part, and this isn't like me trying to sound ignorant. Like I don't really get like what's the rapey part about it. I mean, maybe like I wouldn't say rapey, but like probably creepy is something that I would say. Like, and like I said, like goes for Jonah Hill's character, who just essentially wants to like fuck women. Like he's like a sex crazed like fucking,
sure, but he never like tries to force himself on anyone. The only thing I can think of is Michael Cera is gonna have sex with the girl, and she's like really drunk.
But even that, like Michael Cera character like knows that like this shit is bad, so I gotta even out the playing field.
Unless we're forgetting something, but it's your favorite movie of all time, so
yeah, it's not my favorite movie of all time.
It's one of your favorite movies.
It is one of my favorite movies because I watched it when I was a kid and it just stuck with me. But I don't know. I think Superbad is it is a good coming of age film, and it is definitely an inspiration for some, especially Booksmart. I don't know if you've seen Booksmart.
I have not, but I've only heard good things.
But because it is it's funny because like that's let me see, is it directed by no Jonah Hill's sister is in it. Yeah, she's in it. I thought it was directed by her, but it's not. But yeah, like of course Booksmart, people called it the Gen Z Superbad, which I mean Superbad is also part of Gen Z, or like it's also the female Superbad. So yeah, that is an example of how Superbad was an inspiration, and like not only that, but like it spawned like of course so many memes and like so many references of pop culture, like Christopher Mintz plays McLovin. He in a sense adopted that look of like the nerdy white kid with glasses and a button up, and like some people just like call him like McLovin, or they call people like that McLovin.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I would understand why somebody would not like Superbad, but it's one of the things to where like if you have seen it and like how how it's influenced some of coming of age movies, and even like how influenced its way through the media, then like you understand. So that's why I gave her like a slight pass. And if like, you know, I don't know about her being I don't know about being a woman, but like I don't know
okay, so I looked it up, and apparently, or at least the thing that I found, the rapey bit is, some people see it as rapey because they're trying to get alcohol so they can give it to the girls at the party so they can get them drunk and eventually have sex with them.
Oh, okay. Because like I said, I'm not trying to be...
The counter argument to that I see is that they're trying to get the alcohol to impress the girls. Yeah, and also just to even get into the party, they probably wouldn't even be really welcome at anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's how I saw it too, because, you know, the whole thing is that like Jonah Hill's like, hell yeah, like, you know, we got fake IDs, like just like, you know, we're gonna get alcohol for the party because he wants to impress Jules, and of course, yeah, Emma Stone. And so yeah, like yeah, that's how I saw it. And then like, and, you know, I can see why people would think that it's all up to interpretation, and this is not me speaking out of ignorance.
No, you're defending it. You're defending rape. That's what you're doing. You're defending date rape. Yep. It's a weird hill to die on, man. But you know,
I don't think that's what I'm doing.
Suit yourself, I guess. I just want to, for the record, I don't agree with Torrin's opinions. I'm against.
This is not how I wanted to have this happen.
I mean,
I don't no, dude. Oh my God. I'm done.
It's fine. Listen, I'm moving on.
I don't agree with that. That's not it, dude. I don't agree with that at all.
Whatever you say.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm moving on.
What the fuck?
We got a 0.5-star review for The Dark Knight. So they say Matt Reeves' Batman is many things. It is stylish, beautiful, and incredibly directed. It is a mystery that masterfully unravels over the course of the film. True, it is still propaganda, but for one key reason it rises above this film, Batman becomes a symbol of hope, not a symbol of cruel justice. The Dark Knight is so confusing to me because in this Gotham, criminals are not people. They don't have families or lives. They are treated like dirt. The only reason their lives have meaning is in the end is because they're useful to the Joker. And this is important when you are making a political film, because whoever's lives you don't value speaks much louder than the ones you do value. At one point, Harvey, our supposed political role model, is beating up a schizophrenic, only stopping when Batman tells him he's not worth it. I was surprised because I didn't know this film was capable of acknowledging that criminals were people. I didn't know that dirt thought things. Hundreds of people are thrown in jail at the beginning of the movie. How many of them are offered mental support? These people clearly have no safety nets, no way out of their terrible lives, and then they're thrown in a concrete cell to rot? The disregard, discrimination, and uncaring prosecution of the mentally disabled is getting pretty close to some Nazi shit. Fuck this movie.
The Nazi stuff is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. The biggest thing I have to say to this review is, bro, it's fiction. You know, it's not that serious.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying, bro. I don't know what they're cooking with that.
It's like first of all, they're saying that the Batman is propaganda. I don't know about all that. I feel like people throw that around all the time, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, ooh, it's propaganda. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is propaganda. Like, because it's about cops, I guess. But like all the criminals, like, they don't have like families or lives. Like, bro, it's a superhero movie.
people think that like just like, you know, these people just like, you know, these henchmen just spawn out of nowhere, like they're like NPCs or something. Yeah, I don't know how you can hate the Batman, bro. Crazy.
They didn't hate the Batman. They said it was incredible. It was just that it was propaganda. But the Dark Knight fucking sucks.
Hey, man. That's their opinion, man. I can't say these people can't do anything about it. This one is from Evil Dead Rise. You haven't seen it. You probably never will, even though you should. You should. You said you were gonna go on an Evil Dead binge.
Yeah, I did. Can't do it in the near future, but I might get to it.
You can do it today, bro.
That's not gonna happen.
Trust. Dude, it's on HBO Max right now.
I know it's on. All of them are on HBO Max. I know, except the show, but that's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll maybe.
No, dude. It's okay.
I will for sure at some point watch at least Evil Dead 2 Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
I'll at least watch up to there, and then we'll see.
No. You should at least watch up to 2013. 2013 is good. It's good, bro.
We'll see how I feel by the time I see Army of Darkness. I'm sent into darkness like it's fucking Star Trek.
Okay, so this one, this person said this shit sucked. As the director never talked to a woman before, and why the fuck was everything the trans kid's fault? Transphobia and bad acting ran wild.
Wait, sorry, which movie is this?
This is Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, okay, right.
And it says transphobia and bad acting ran wild in this weirdo's wet dream of calling guitar techs groupie cunts. So
transphobia.
There is a trans person in the film.
Okay,
and that's the brother of of course the sister is played by this person named Morgan Davies. I don't know if they watched the film at all, but it is that person's fault, because literally what they did was okay, so I'm gonna just tell you, you're probably gonna forget.
Yeah, I'll probably.
So there's an earthquake that happens in the movie, and it happens in the parking garage, and the context is that they're getting pizza for the family, and so the earthquake happens. It creates a hole to which the kid literally goes down there, and he's looking through all the creepy shit. He finds the record with the church citing the Necronomicon. The guy gets the Necronomicon and puts it in his bag. And then the thing is also the person, their name is Danny. He's a DJ. He has the turntable and everything. The person literally puts the record with a church reading the Necronomicon on the turntable. He's spinning it around and everything, and that's what happens. And then also not even the fact that his sister was you should put that back, and also I think they're moving from their apartment, and the Danny was oh yeah, mom needs some money, and he was planning to sell it or whatever. Of course not. He tries to open it, he sees the pictures and stuff, and then the demon kills the mom and shit like that. But it's literally that person's fault. I don't get why they're saying it's transphobic. It's really not transphobic. And that's the thing with the Evil Dead movies. It's one person messes with the book, and all these it gets everyone killed. But I don't get why they're saying it's transphobic. Hell, I don't know, man. It's just a wild thing. It's stupid. It's so dumb.
My next one is another Dark Knight one. This one's just quick and funny. Half star for the Dark Knight. Not very funny and pretty boring, especially compared to Thor: Love and Thunder.
Which one is this?
The Dark Knight.
What?
It's clearly a joke, but it's good. I like it because it's true. It's of course The Dark Knight is a better film, but is he wrong? It's not very funny, and it is pretty boring, especially compared to Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, the lies weren't said, in my opinion. Is it better? Yes. But is he wrong?
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah, I have another Evil Dead Rise one. So here's a little backstory on this review. Um, this person, like I've seen this review before. I actually saw it after I watched the movie, and they're getting cooked in their comments, bro. What was also funny is I've seen this person on social media before. They were like, Jesus has like talked about them, and like they were talking about like Eternals and how like it's gonna be a bad movie because like there was like some weird hate for Chloe Zhao, and they were just talking about like I think this person made a thread on like how Eternals was gonna be like bad.
Was that racism, misogynism? What do you think? Was it just because they hated fucking Nomadland or whatever?
I don't know what it was, dude. Like this, I don't know what it was. It definitely just gave off like very ignorant like vibes. I don't know why. And then they're like talking about like, I know this person was like pretentious as hell because they're talking about like some like indie film compared to like a Marvel film, and I don't know, they went on a whole Eternals thing. But this person said, biggest disappointment of the year so far for me. The trailers look so funny and generally scary, so much so that I watched all the previous films in the series, and even though I didn't like any of them, I was still excited for this. But this is like an
didn't like any of them.
Yeah, didn't like any of the Evil Dead movies.
Wow. But I mean, look, Sam Raimi's not for everyone, but also Evil Dead 2013 isn't.
Yeah, no, it's directed by someone else. But wait, there's more. Even though I didn't like any of them, I was so excited for this. But this is like an object lesson in how to not cut a horror movie. There's no rise and fall of tension, just scares that suddenly happen and dissipate like smoke once they're over. Just bad pacing. And then it has this obnoxious Edgar Wright style approach to setup, where there's a 40-minute opening stretch where nothing happens except a bunch of stuff that'll be used later, gets put on the mantelpiece with obnoxious directedness. Like, do we really need a whole scene to set up that apartment and it has a people on the door? But we have been confused to see the same shot set up later for a scary part. Give me a break. There are some good concepts here, but I think the film suffers for how poorly defined the Deadites are as a horror movie antagonist. By the fifth time, one of them pretends to be normal again, only to shockingly revert to demon mode. Even someone who's never seen one of these before will probably be tired of it. I really wanted to like this movie, folks. Lots of wasted potential here. So you watched the entire Evil Dead like
entirety movies. Of it. That's crazy.
Didn't like any of them. You went to watch this one and you didn't like it, and you're surprised that you didn't like it.
Yeah, well, it's because like, at least from what I understand, obviously I haven't seen them all, but like the reboot, quote unquote reboot, it's pretty different. It's loosely connected, but it's different tonally, right?
Yes. Yes.
It
is different, like in terms of tone and like stylism.
Right. So if they just watch up to Army of Darkness and then they watched like Rise and then they're like, oh, I don't, and they didn't like the Sam Raimi stuff. Like I get that because again, like we know Sam Raimi's not for everyone. But you watch the 2013 one, which is, you know, Rise is a direct, well, I assume direct sequel to that. At least tonally, like style wise.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like the 2013 one, why would you think that you're gonna like the new one?
Exactly. That's like me.
Because again, if you didn't like the Sam Raimi stuff, and you're like, okay, well maybe I'll like the new one because it looks different. Then okay, but you watch the 2013 one. That makes no sense.
Yeah. It's like me watching all the Spider-Man movies all the way up to Far From Home. I didn't like any of them. I watched No Way Home and I didn't like it. What makes you think you're gonna like like the recent installment, watching all the way up the ones all the way through and not liking any of them? It's just so dumb to me. Yeah, and I know some people, like I've seen some like stuff about Evil Dead Rise, some people are just like, yeah, like this movie is just so basic. This movie is like just really bland and boring. I personally like Evil Dead Rise. Like, it works in like the best ways possible. I also consider it like of a good like love letter, and like, it's a good love letter to the Evil Dead series. It has all its bits narratively, and the shots are great. The tension, the tension is great. The score is great. The characters, funny enough, the child actress in this one was like really, really good. Like she was like a highlight for me in this one. And I'm not a fan of like, child actors.
Yeah, generally.
Because like they write them so stupid.
Yeah, they're generally better now though, in like most modern movies.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're feeding them kids, but their acting's better.
Yeah, and so like, I don't know, Evil Dead. I like Evil Dead Rise. It's a fun movie.
Think it's better than the 2013 one?
No, 2013. Like it's.
What's the best Evil Dead movie?
The best Evil Dead movie?
Yeah.
Definitely the first one. But like I definitely 2013 is like top 3.
Okay.
Because 2013 is like, it's like a reboot done right to me.
Sure.
It does everything the first Evil Dead does, like and while also maintaining a good like coherent like story, a good coherent story. And then stylistically, it's gritty and it's dark and it works. While like, of course, the first Evil Dead, it's like, it's horror based, but like, it has that same Raimi camp.
Right.
There was really no camp in the 2013 one.
Right.
Which like, it's a good change. It's a good change of pace.
No, it's not.
And then
how am I supposed to get through it?
You get through it by suffering.
Oh no.
And then like the ending is like insane because it does something completely different. And then like Evil Dead Rise has the best title card of all time. Like
that shit's like, so good.
That shit is fucking
crazy.
That shit. And like whenever you do watch Evil Dead Rise, it's cool how they do it.
I'd pay $3 just to see that in a theater. Just the title card.
No, dude, like it's like it's such a basic way on how they do it. Not the title card, but like the story. It's a basic way, but it's pretty cool, and it like leaves kind of like a setup to where on like what they could do with the next Evil Dead.
Yeah,
but that's enough of Evil Dead for me.
Next, I have a review of The Batman. Half star. Had to revisit this movie for a review because I hated it so much. Like, it was literally horrific Batman. God, I forgot about this review. There's no fucking punctuation. It was literally horrific. Batman looked silly as hell. Costuming for him just felt underdeveloped and sad. It made me sad. Okay. The conversation he was with Catwoman on the roof is some of the worst dialogue of all time. Felt sexually unsafe in this viewing experience. Batman is such a lonely creep. Hated the Penguin, to be honest. Hated all the cop stuff. Love Riddler. Can't lie. Loved him. Would watch the fuck out of that movie. Only redeeming quality. Everything else was utterly terrible, and I'm so serious. Add some commas, bro.
Oh my god. Not the no commas, bro. That's crazy.
And just to follow that one up, because that's almost unintelligible. Another The Batman review that's half star. There are no words to fully express how much I hate this movie. I don't hate a single thing or person as much as I hate the Batman. If I could undo one world event, I would remove this from being made. I genuinely believe it's the worst movie ever made. Not only that, it's the most boring movie ever made. It's actually impressive how they were able to make something this boring. Even a movie about a field of grass growing would be more engaging than this. It moves at a glacial pace. The characters are the most monotone, abysmally fundamentally boring people, and I don't even give a shit about the storytelling because it's so fucking stupid and I don't fucking care. I love it when a fucking hack like Matt Reeves compares himself and his piece of shit film, quote unquote, to that of Roman Polanski. I would actually rather now. Before I read this next part, I would like to make it clear that Roman Polanski, I believe, is, I'm going to say alleged just to protect myself, alleged sex offender, alleged pedophile, I believe, just to set the tone. I would actually rather suck Roman Polanski's decrepit, shriveled up, rotting dick than even interact with Matt Reeves. I hope he gets shot in the head and never gets to write or make anything again. The world is a worse place because he released this garbage.
Person was angry.
Yeah, Roman Polanski is an alleged child predator. So,
who's that again?
Roman Polanski. He's another movie director.
Hold on. Let me see. Roman Polanski. What did he make? The Pianist, The Ninth Gate.
I think Roman Polanski is the guy that fled to some other country because he got caught being a child molester.
That's, yes, capture status, fugitive. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's crazy is he's still making films.
Wow. Let's see.
People still watch him.
Yeah, he recently has a movie called The Palace that's coming out in
this year.
Yeah, the September 28th.
Yeah, last movie came out in 2019.
The Pianist. That's crazy.
Yeah, but just to I'm gonna read it again. I love it when a fucking hack like Matt Reeves compares himself in his piece of shit film, quote unquote, to that of Roman Polanski. I would actually rather suck Roman Polanski's decrepit, shriveled up, rotting dick than even interact with Matt Reeves. And then he goes on to say, I hope he gets shot in the head and never gets to write or make anything again.
Dude, that's so fucking crazy.
That's wild.
That is insane. Bro, whoa, dude, something happened to this guy. Like, what happened? He's just so angry. Okay.
Now, I think this guy is a troll. But at the same time, it's possible they're not, because there's comments and people are like, what the fuck are you on about? And they're defending themselves. So I can't tell. I'm gonna say it's a joke. just for this person's sake, I'm gonna say it's a joke.
Yes, probably is. I know this is your alt.
Oh God,
this is the guy that I was saying that this is probably a troll. So this person says, this is The Godfather, by the way.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm excited.
The Godfather is a movie that disappoints on every level imaginable. It is a poorly written, poorly acted, poorly directed bore that drags on for almost 3 hours. The story is cliched, the dialogue is dull, and the action is scarce. The movie has no redeeming qualities whatsoever, and no one should waste their time watching it. The movie follows a family of criminals who are involved in some vague business in post-war New York City. The plot is so predictable and unoriginal that it makes no sense at all. The characters are bland and uninteresting, and their motivations are unclear. The dialogue is full of platitudes and an exposition that sounds unnatural and forced. The action scenes are few and far in between, with bad choreography and editing.
Bro, it's the 70s, okay?
Bro, the movie has no artistic merit or entertainment value. It is a waste of money and resources that could have been used for something better. It is an insult to cinema and the viewers who expect something more from a movie. Godfather is a movie that should have never been made. I like how he's calling it Godfather instead of The Godfather.
That's got to be a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, this is the same person who had 3 movies rated, which were The Flash, The Godfather,
it's that guy,
and Across the Spider-Verse. So he's definitely a troll.
Definitely a troll. But at I mean, yeah, I thought it was boring and what have you and blah, blah, blah. But like, dialogue is great. The action is few and far between. It's 1972. Like, it's not an action film. I know it's a troll, but that's good. It's a good review right there. He's not wrong. Or she. They're not wrong.
This is why La La Land is better.
It is. It's so much better. It's legit so much better. Good thing Godfather Part 2 saved that franchise. Otherwise, Godfather Part 2 is... The Godfather Part 2 is just barely better than La La Land. Just barely.
Oh my God.
La La Land's a 9 and Godfather Part 2 is a 9.5. My next one is Avengers Infinity War. Half star. I'm going to do quick 2 back to back because this one's quick. Again, half star. I don't even know when I watched this movie. I just remember it was horrendous. Fuck cape shit. Die Marvel. Die.
Troll.
Troll or just really sad. Next one, absolutely, again, half star. Absolutely sucked. Huge cash grab in tights. Good for ages 15 and under, probably, though. Best part is when all these fools in spandex evaporate. Unfortunately, it didn't get all of them. Rest in peace, Chris Evans, though. Didn't want to see you die, bro. He doesn't, my guy. He doesn't die. He doesn't get evaporated. He's good. He's at the end of the movie. He's fine. I don't know where you're getting that from. Rest in peace, Chris Evans. He's fine. He lives at the end of the movie. Not sure where they got that from.
That's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, bro. People just don't watch movies anymore. Like what's going on? This one is from Fight Club, and this one's like this one. Well, it's not really a two-parter. I'm just gonna have the comment that was under this review. Someone said, if you're a 12-year-old boy with anger issues that are ignored by his parents, you'll like this film. A mess full of embarrassing violence and Brad Pitt, which is somehow even more embarrassing. Do yourself a favor and don't watch when people recommend this. Someone commented saying, I've seen Star Wars fans and Patrick Bateman fans with more media literacy than you. I don't think, I mean, like that's literally the thing. It's like, it's Fight Club. Like, and yeah, you know, Fight Club, it delves into the theme of like, you know, the psychological thing and like toxic masculinity and thing like that. It's a crazy thing, and I feel it's funny because some people just still don't get like, you know, the Fight Club thing. Like, you know, like they don't get it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, dude.
It's number one rule.
Yeah, mess up on that. It's okay. Then nothing's gonna happen.
In fact,
right?
It's weird that they even wrote a review since you're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. It's all good.
Yeah, it'll be fine, I'm sure.
It's not like some guy named Tyler Durden's gonna come after me.
Nah. Because I don't think that's a real human being.
Yeah, it's not some imaginary Sigma male.
Yeah, and I didn't spoil it for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
fuck, little motherfucker.
I did not spoil it.
You did.
No, I fucking didn't.
You did, bro. You literally spoiled Fight Club for me.
There's no way you watched Fight Club after me.
I did watch it after you.
Yeah, but you've seen it before.
I didn't see it before.
There's no way. When I even told you about it, you weren't like, what the fuck, man?
Nah, dude. You still spoiled it for me.
I disagree.
I literally have Fight Club like logged in, and I had the exact date.
Whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say.
Bro, trust me. You literally spoiled it for me.
I didn't do anything. I plead the fifth. I want my lawyer.
Yeah, who's your lawyer? Matt Murdock?
Yes.
Wow. So he's stuck in She-Hulk.
I'd want to be stuck. Never mind. The Suicide Squad, half star. Another James Gunn cringe fest. So bad. Gunn is back with the same characters as always. Wisecracking guy number 1, wisecracking guy number 2, stupid lady, mentally challenged cute thing, cringe lord, James Gunn's brother. Together, they will make fart and poop jokes. They'll make fart and poop and piss and dick jokes for 2.5 hours, then 30 seconds of crying scenes to earn the points, the praise for emotions. This marks the beginning of the DCU, which I won't bother watching. Forgot to add James Gunn's wife above. Now, the only thing I'll give credit to this review for is when I did watch the Suicide Squad, I did notice the similarities in the group as far as like this with Guardians of the Galaxy. Because, yeah, there is the Groot type, and there's the Rocket-esque type, and the Quill type, and the types are there. But, you know, clearly this is a James Gunn hater calling it a cringe fest, and same characters as always. I mean, what is it, twice now? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So let's see. This is my last review, and it's from John Wick. This person said
the first one.
Yes, the first one. This said this entire story is built on his dog getting killed, and we don't even see him develop a relationship with said dog. Uses more stereotypical tropes than a cheap slasher. The dialogue sounds like you asked an AI for revenge action movie lines. The cinematography is hideous, and so is the direction. The choice of having those subtitles is laughable, and the supposed intense scenes are neither intense nor choreographed in an intriguing way that could set the film apart from others.
That
is crazy.
That's number one. Do you need to see the backstory with the dog? It's a fucking dog, bro. If someone kills your dog, like, do you really need to see the backstory to that?
And you literally see him interact with a dog for like 2 scenes. And then the dog is a puppy too. Like,
yeah.
Like, of course, you don't see it grow up because it dies.
But also, what was like the last gift from his wife, right?
Yeah.
So like that's probably the biggest thing, really.
And then what you call it? And then like, oh yeah, uses more stereotypical tropes than a cheap slasher. The dialogue sounds like you asked an AI for revenge action movie lines. And this person rewatched this film April 19th, 2023.
That's crazy. Like, but the choreography bit? What are you talking about?
I don't know what they're talking about. And they said the cinematography was hideous. Like, the fuck?
That's insane. Like,
that is absolutely crazy.
Going back to John Wick 1 and then seeing like John Wick 4, it is kind of crazy how far the franchise has come. Because John Wick 1 does, in comparison at least, feel pretty simple, but a lot of people like that. and it's still a beautiful looking film. Like, come on, man. And that movie's pretty low budget too. Like, if I remember correctly, I think it was meant to go like straight to DVD or streaming or whatever the fuck. So like, I don't know. That's just weird. I don't like using the word objective, but like bad cinematography, bad choreography, I feel like that's just objectively wrong.
Exactly.
As far as like the dialogue or whatever, that like, okay, yeah, sure, I can see how someone could think that. But yeah, the rest of it, ass review. I have the Suicide Squad again, half star. This review comes from a man named, let's see here, Fevin Kaigi. They say, haha, what? Did James Dumb really just make up half of these characters? Ooh, yeah, I totally believe the fucking Polka Dot Man is real and from the comics. Or Ratcatcher 2, as if there's now sequels to literal characters. And this movie has nothing to do with the first one. Really good job with your cinematic universe, guys. Meanwhile, Marvel's out here making a cinematic multiverse. MCU who? Now we got the MCM. Get fucked, DC. DC stands for dumb. DC stands for dumb cucks. Feige wins again. Seriously, James. This is in parentheses. Seriously, James, answer your phone. Why won't you pick up? We need you for Guardians of the Galaxy 4.
That's actually kind of funny.
It is funny. Now, what I thought was actually extra funny is that this review got a little bit of traction, and there's a bunch of comments that people don't realize this is just supposed to be parroting Kevin Feige. And people are like, bro, they're literally comic book characters. Like, they're taking it seriously.
It's so funny.
Polka Dot Man was featured in Detective Comics in 1962, you dingwad. Like, what?
So, Ratcatcher 2, supposedly there's sequels for characters now. That's funny. DC stands for dumb guys. Dumb guys is funny because that's something that I would say.
That is.
Dude. Okay, that's going into like the Hall of Fame. That's the Hall of Fame of Letterboxd comments or Letterboxd reviews, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Another one is this is for Wonder Woman 1984. 5 stars. I love that they made Wonder Woman a rapist. What a woman. I want to be just like her when I'm older.
What? That's crazy.
And then last one. This is for Logan. 0.5 star. The most overrated comic book movie ever. It's not poetic and deep. It's cliche and dumb as shit. I walked out at the end absolutely deflated. Wolverine was great in other outings, but this one sucked. Oh, it's so clever. He's fighting his younger self. What an amazing metaphor. More like a dumb cliche. Comic fans must have never seen a movie with actual emotion and gravitas, and that's why they rate this so high. The first act was post-apocalyptic fun, but the rest was just cringy trash trying hard to make you like X-23. And then years later, they have never done anything with her. The ending wasn't just a downer, it was insulting. Hugh wanted to go and sing and dance and not be Wolvie anymore. That's fine, but to kill him off like an old cancer patient was dumb as shit. Then to just leave these kids to fend for themselves at the end? What the hell? Wolverine as a metaphor, or Wolverine as a mentor and possible team leader or alpha flight leader would have been a way better ending, and a way that Hugh could have reduced his screen time and still have a cool mentor role like Bruce Wayne in the Batman Beyond TV series. And then they made an edit here. Turns out now he wasn't finished with Wolvie after all, because Disney backed up the money truck to his house, and now he'll be back in Deadpool 3. This should be great, but it makes this stinker even worse because we will all love Wolverine again after Deadpool 3, but still have the memory of how he dies like an old drug addict bitch.
Jesus Christ.
I like this movie.
I know. I like this movie, dude. Like, what the hell?
God damn. Oh, it's just a downer. Yeah, man. That's why it's great. Like, this is... I still think it might... Across the Spider-Verse. I need to live with Across the Spider-Verse more. But so as of right now, technically, Logan, in my opinion, is the best Marvel movie ever made. Might be one of the best superhero movies ever made. Again, still need to live with this Across the Spider-Verse a bit more. But, like... Yeah, the part of the reason why it's so good is the emotion. Like, again, it being one of the best superhero movies ever made. That being said, I can't watch it that often because it is a downer. It's so exhausting.
Exactly.
But yeah, I can't get with that. I can't get with that review. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy was cooking.
Dies like a drug addict bitch.
that's fucking wild, bro.
He also said that he dies like a cancer, or like he put him down like a cancer patient or some shit. Like, god damn.
Bro's trying so hard to be mad and edgy.
But yeah, that was my last one. So that was the worst Letterboxd reviews. This was fun. We could definitely do like this again. We could do like editions of this. MCU edition, DC edition, Star Wars edition.
This is really, really fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this again at some time. Gotta write this shit down so I don't forget. But have you watched anything this week?
I rewatched Interstellar, and I forgot how hard that movie goes, bro. It is like definitely one of Nolan's best films, like visually.
Absolutely.
And I know Christopher Nolan's probably like figuring out the way to actually go into space in the fourth dimension to make this film. Yeah. But I mean, he did it, and Matthew McConaughey had to watch his past self leave, and he starts crying, and it's really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah. Do you remember when this movie came out? Like the reception?
Didn't people like not like it as much? Yeah,
it's weird how the movie has garnered
how that shining effect, bro.
Yeah, well, because like, and you see it because like Letterboxd, it being sort of a social media-esque app, versus something like Rotten Tomatoes, you can see the difference because it has like a 4.3 rating on Letterboxd. Letterboxd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it has a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn.
So that like you can see the disconnect there. Clearly, yeah, something about this movie has I don't know if it's age or just different audiences, because Letterboxd tends to skew younger. I'm not sure, but yeah, I also love this movie. Like, I think I gave it a 10 out of 10. I haven't seen it in so long. I got to rewatch it too.
It's definitely a 10. And like, I know, like I did see a review that I saw about Interstellar. Basically, the guy just says like, yeah, the movie's like bad, and like how, just how the entire third act is like just very like jumbled up, and like how it's made up. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fiction. You think the fourth dimension, like, I mean, I'm sure it exists, but like, you think people can access the fourth dimension? And of course, like Christopher Nolan was trying to make it like a supernatural type of thing.
Yeah, supernatural, as grounded as possible because it's Nolan.
Yeah,
but still,
but still, it's such a fun, emotional like movie, and like
the robot's sick.
Yeah, TARS. I love TARS, bro.
And then like, I remember, I think the first time I actually watched this movie was in school, in like astronomy class.
Yes, me too. Yes. The first time I watched this movie was in school.
I remember like the idea of them being on that planet, and every like second they spend there is like an hour or some shit like that.
Every hour was 7 years.
Right. I remember that blew my fucking mind. I was like, whoa, dude, that's nuts.
but I think you're right. Like the tick that you hear in the soundtrack, it is 1 hour passing, which is fucking crazy, or something like that. Oh man,
this movie came out in 2014.
Dude, it came out in 2014, dude.
It's almost 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I saw this meme that my friend showed me. It was like Saving Private Ryan with Matt Damon, Interstellar with Matt Damon, like The Martian with Matt Damon. Is like Hollywood has put so much money into fucking saving Matt Damon.
True. And they're all fucking fantastic.
Right?
God, I love The Martian and Saving Private Ryan.
Martian is like probably my favorite Ridley Scott film.
It's so fucking good, man.
It's awesome. It's awesome, and it with The Martian, I feel like a sense of like security being with like, because like, of course, Matt Damon is like, on Mars by himself, but like it's the fact that like it's the journey along the way. That's what I love about the film.
Yeah. And when it comes to like Saving Private Ryan, it's more focused on like Tom Hanks and shit. Like Matt Damon doesn't show up until like the very end.
You want to know something?
You haven't seen Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
I know.
I haven't.
You got to get on that shit. Well, Matt Damon he's in at the start, I guess.
I had been wanting to like watch like a bunch of war movies. Like I've seen 1917, which is good.
Wait, you haven't seen 1917?
I have.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it twice.
Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
No.
With Andrew Garfield?
I've seen Hacksaw.
I've
seen Hacksaw Ridge.
I saw like the first quarter of it and I dropped it. I remember not liking Andrew Garfield's weird Southern accent.
The Southern accent. Yeah, I've seen the trailers, and I've seen it like a clip or two on TikTok, but I haven't seen the movie fully. I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket.
I haven't seen that either.
I haven't seen Apocalypse Now.
I haven't seen that either.
I barely remember seeing Rambo as a kid.
Rambo doesn't count.
It doesn't count?
Nah.
Damn. Well, yeah, I haven't seen Apocalypse Now. Yeah, I haven't seen all those movies, and I haven't seen It's another war movie. It's like very critically acclaimed. Let me see. I see the guy in the front. It's like, oh my god, what is it? What is it, bro? It's called like Clock something or whatever. It's gonna come to me. I don't know.
Well, it can't be a Clockwork Orange.
No, it's not Clockwork. No, it's not Clockwork Orange. I don't, because this is so broad. So I typed in war movies, and it's just like showing me all these like, not Devotion. No. I don't know what it is.
Have you seen Fury?
No.
I remember liking Fury, but I don't think it's that critically acclaimed. I also haven't seen it in years, but there's All Quiet on the Western Front.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I've seen Dunkirk. Dunkirk is pretty solid.
Devotion.
I haven't seen Devotion
Jonathan
yet.
Majors. Apparently that's really good.
I've seen Grave with the Fireflies. That's a good one. I haven't seen Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, come.
There it is. There, that's the one. Come and See. That's a really good one that people have talked about.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, there's Full Metal Jacket, Saving Private Ryan.
Have you seen The Imitation Game?
No.
With Benedict Cumberbatch?
No.
Oh my god, bro, that movie's fucking great. It just takes place during World War II, but
I haven't seen this movie either. Schindler's List.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I think it's on my watch list, and I was gonna watch it, but it's like fucking 4 hours long, and I was like, nah.
Really?
Hard pass.
I've seen have you seen what's that movie called? The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
No. Also, that was an exaggeration. I think it's like 3 hours long.
And let's see, Schindler's List. It is, it's 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually, I guess.
But yeah, that's it. I've seen Interstellar.
Yeah. This week, the finale for Superman and Lois season 3 happened.
I got spoiled.
No.
It's Doomsday.
Bro.
Dude, that's fucking
crazy. Like
he looks good.
He looks
good.
It's like they took cues from Snyder's thing. It looks so much better than Snyder's too. Like, it's obviously not as comic book accurate as
he's not as wet as a Snyder.
Yeah. it's not as comic book accurate as maybe people would like it to be, or as I would like it to be. But there's actually a story reason for why he's fucked.
Yeah.
And gross. Unlike Snyder's, where it's just like I know his like justification was like, oh, he was like just born. I don't give a fuck, bro. Make it like, but this one, like in Superman and Lois, it makes fucking sense. And it's incredible. It was truly incredible. This whole season was fucking incredible. But like I'm so worried now because of the way it ended.
And like all those like cuts from the characters.
Yeah, because like, sure, with the way it ended with Doomsday is one thing, and that worries me because of the budget cuts. But there's so much left hanging with the supporting cast that I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know. I'm really worried. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm really worried. But at least I have 3 peak seasons.
See, yeah, and like that's crazy because I know, oh my god, I really gotta watch this. Jesus.
Yeah, bro, you gotta. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could binge it so fast, bro.
I know, dude. I gotta be free from the shackles of YouTube, my guy. Like,
YouTube?
No, dude, no. Dude, this is literally what I watch all day. It's like, okay, I turn on my TV, I go to YouTube, and I just let Overwatch gameplay play in the background.
Bro, what are you doing?
Dude.
What are you doing? The social media gods have taken a hold of you. Just turn on your TV, go to HBO Max, and just start it, bro. Just start it and let it ride. That's all you gotta do. You don't even gotta you don't even gotta reach up to fucking press the next episode button. Hit autoplays.
You're right. Okay.
That's all you gotta do.
Okay.
You can go to Peacock. It start. That's in Parks and Rec.
Bro, said Peacock, bro. That's crazy.
You could go to Hulu. and start It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, you're right. Hulu took money out of my account.
It's so easy. It's easier than going to YouTube. Sad. Okay. Speaking of superhero shows, though, Secret Invasion is out.
See, I have been watching that.
Yes, and my God, man, I'm so happy with it so far.
They're fucking cooking.
It's crazy. What's even crazier to me is that, again, 2 episodes are out. The press and critics and whatever also got these 2 episodes, and it has like a 60 something on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you crazy? And yet Miss Marvel, I love Miss Marvel, but like it's not as good as this, at least so far. But
has like a 97% rate.
Like what usually, and I think I've said it on the podcast before, I generally align with critics. I'm not saying like, ooh, the critics are always right and shit, because sometimes they are insane. Like right here, you're telling me like, and again, Rotten Tomatoes works. It's a conglomerate. It's a percentage of how many people just gave it a positive rating, not necessarily like a 9 out of 10 or whatever. But still, the fact that only 60% of them liked it versus 90% for Miss Marvel is wild to me. And because as far as like spoilers go, maybe minor spoilers, but like it's been so good. And people are like comparing it, oh, they're just doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier again. Kinda, but in the ways that they are, it's vastly improved.
Yeah.
And there's the cinematography, some of the action sequences, but especially the performances, dude. Especially in the second episode, the scene with Fury and Talos on the train, and the scene with Fury and Rhodey they're fucking great. Some of the best acted and written scenes I think I've seen in the MCU, period.
I was telling we were talking about it as I can't wait for people to be like, oh, stop bringing up race.
Yeah,
can't wait for those motherfuckers to say that, bro.
But like, stupid. And people are like, oh, Nick Fury's not, or they're not. He's not very Nick Fury in this. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's literally the point.
But the one thing I will say is, I think because Samuel L. Jackson is an executive producer on this, which is a fantastic choice. You can tell that he's putting more of himself into the role.
Yeah,
which I love. Because him just being able to go Samuel L. Jackson on it, because when he's on the train, he's like, we can't even, we're at war with our damn selves. Like, we can't, there's no room for another species. It's like, he's just going for like full Samuel L. Jackson. Even the first episode where they're going to that like art cellar or whatever. And he's like, everybody can lie once, but nobody can lie twice or whatever. And he's just holding the gun to him, sitting in the chair, was so like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Like it like all of this is so good. And as far as like where they're going with the scrolls and stuff, I think they've laid the groundwork very, very, very well. Gravik is, at least so far, again, there's only 2 episodes out of this, go downhill very quickly, but at least as of right now, Gravik is a really, really great villain. Very, very well acted. Kingsley Ben Adir is really, really good. Whatever her name is, Game of Thrones chick, what's her name? Not Keira Knightley. Emilia Clarke. Keira Knightley. Emilia Clarke. She's been doing a great job as well. I've seen a lot of people say, and I have to agree, it's not like a criticism, it's just some people point out, she looks so young in this.
Dude, she does.
She looks like a child. I don't understand how that works. Maybe it's just everyone else is just so tall, so she's just like itty bitty.
She's 36, bro.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
it kind of reminds me of like Jessica Parker Kennedy being older than Grant Gustin.
Oh, I was thinking I don't remember the actress's name, but the daughter, the oldest daughter on Modern Family.
Oh, what's her name? It's crazy because I was just looking at Modern Family the other day.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
because she's
Sarah Hyland, or Ariel Winter. I think. Wait, is the one who plays Alex?
Bro, I don't watch Modern Family. I gotta get on Modern Family because I love Modern Family, but it's like it's one of the only sitcoms I like that I haven't actually seen every episode of or binged.
Yeah,
Sarah Hyland.
Sarah Hyland, yeah.
Because she's 32, so she's still young, but like
she could pass off as like a teenager.
Yeah, she was, and she's so short too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm curious now.
Curious about her height.
Yeah.
She's probably, I'm gonna say 5'2".
She's 5 feet and a quarter.
Damn.
No, she's 5'1" and a quarter still.
That's crazy.
And I feel like with Emilia Clarke, I think she's 5'2". So she's actually not that far off. But it's like, I know women that are 5'2", and they're not that short. Mm-hmm. So I think everyone on that show is just really tall. Oh, and speaking of performances, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, big upgrade in my opinion, because a lot of the time, or not a lot of the time, he was just in Captain Marvel and a little bit in Far From Home. He was sort of the comic relief-esque in Captain Marvel, and he's a lot more serious in this. The whole show is more serious. But he's doing a fantastic job. And the one scene where he's in the bar with Maria Hill, and he says something like about a spook in Russia, and Maria Hill's like, you can't say that, and she's like, no, you can't say that. Yeah. That caught me so off guard. I'm like, they could say that in a Marvel show? Okay.
They just let it slide.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, dude.
Samuel Jackson's like, hey, I want to say this, and Feige's like, okay. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to say the N-word, but they're like, look, I see where you're going with this, and let's try something else. So they came with a spook. Could have used Coon as well, I guess.
God. Dude.
Should I make it clear that I'm black? By the way, just say it on the blue.
Oh my God. Imagine someone out there just thinking you're like just anything but black.
Just some white guy being like, man, these cool.
Oh my God, bro.
But yeah, Secret Invasion has been fucking fantastic. I've been playing the shit out of Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know what it is, but I picked it back up again recently, and I have been playing the shit out of it. I think it's because I switched my mindset. I was playing it like it was like a GTA, but now I'm settling into it more as like a Red Dead 2, and where you really have to like live in this world rather than just flying through it, guns blazing. And it's been a lot better. Also, when I first played it, I thought it was a little boring, but the game picks up like crazy once Keanu Reeves comes into the picture. Mm-hmm. And at first I thought, I was like, oh, just because it's Keanu Reeves and I like seeing Keanu Reeves, and that is part of it. I do love Keanu Reeves, but no, what is actually happening in the game with his character is very, very interesting. And honestly, playing through it, I think I'm almost done with the game. I don't know, but playing through it, it makes me pretty sad that the game launched in the state that it did, because it is a genuinely good game, and I think everyone saw it coming that like, yeah, years down the line when it's actually like fixed and shit, it probably is a good game. But it is inexcusable that it launched in the state that it did. But it is genuinely a really good game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also just today came out of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And let me say a message to Disney. Maybe don't screen your fun action movie at a film festival full of pretentious pricks that are looking for some shit like The Whale. Because I think it released on Rotten Tomatoes at like a 40 or 50%, and everyone was like, oh no, another bad Indiana Jones movie, here we go, because people didn't like the last one, although I think that one's a little underrated, but that's besides the point. And then it started getting to more like press, sort of like general press, and then it went up to like a 60%, and it's still at like a 65%, which is, in my opinion, too low. Luckily, the audience score is at a respectable and accurate like 88%, because Dial of Destiny, let me tell you, was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. It was a blast. There was not a few nostalgia bits in there, it's like, oh, hey, remember this? But it's less like, look at the whip, look at the hat. And it's more like, remember this bit from the first movie? We're doing it again, but it's different and it's fun. It's another one of these legacy sequels like Top Gun Maverick or Ghostbusters Afterlife that are done correctly. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a phenomenal addition to the cast, and a lot of people, I made the mistake of going on the internet and people are like, oh man, it's woke, they pushed Indiana Jones aside for the woman. 2 points to that. Having seen the movie, Indiana Jones is still very much the main focus. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is there really for comedic relief, but she's also just a good character in her own right. She's not just, oh, look at the badass woman. Also, not there is usually a badass woman in these Indiana Jones movie. This is nothing fucking new. I think the only one I can think of where there was a woman and she wasn't badass was, I think, the second one, and she was very much a damsel in distress in that one, which sucked. And I think to a lot of people that might be the worst one. But generally, if there's a woman in these movies, they're generally a badass woman. So this is nothing new, but people are, of course, are just going to be like, oh, it's woke or whatever. And again, like the other films, there's a kid he was wide-eyed and really capable. A lot of it, if anything, and people are like, oh, it's destroyed the franchise. Oh, Kathleen Kennedy finally destroys George Lucas's legacy. First of all, fuck off. Second of all, no, she didn't. And third of all, if anything, it retreads the same ground. If there's going to be any complaint about the movie, it's that it sort of follows the same plot as the other Indiana Jones movies. But at the same time, if you're coming to see an Indiana Jones movie, you're going to get an Indiana Jones movie, and it's done really, really well. If you're familiar with the Indiana Jones franchise and you sort of dive deep within the trailers like I do, you can probably see what's coming. It was predictable, but it wasn't a predictable in well, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. It was like, oh cool, this is gonna happen. It was a lot of fun. I haven't seen all the Indiana Jones movies in fucking years, and I really got to go back to them. I was going to do it before I saw this movie, but I ended up not doing that because I didn't really have the time. But I really wanted to, because watching this movie, it really reminded me of why I do love those films. And I thought it was a blast, man. I thought it was a blast. Harrison Ford was great. You can tell that, like, he cares about this character, unlike Han Solo. The de-aging, if you're like us and you're familiar with this kind of stuff and you know what to look for, you can tell. You can see the seams, you can tell. But if you're a casual viewer, and
it's gonna look like fucking like godsend, like,
yeah, it's going to be damn near flawless. There might be some people where it's like where they might be like, it looked a little weird, but it's completely, there is some scenes even for like me where I was like, whoa, that does look flawless. And
yeah,
you can, there's definitely points where you can tell, like, I don't know, obviously I don't know the exact way they did it, but you can tell, like, okay, because of the way he's moving, that obviously that's not Harrison Ford. It's like a body double, and maybe they did a full head replacement or just a face replacement. I thought maybe for some of the scenes they did a Captain America thing where they got a body double and they had Harrison Ford do the exact same scene, so they could just map his movements onto the other actor's movements and just de-age. I'm not sure, but ultimately it was done very, very, very well. I'd have to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was very, very good. I think for a lot of people it might be a little CGI heavy, which I can understand. There was some parts where I was like, this looks a little green screeny. But I don't. When the movie's fun and it's doing good things, I can give that stuff a pass, and I am for this one. I thought it was really, really good. So, but yeah, that is I recommend it. So yeah, that's all I watched this week, and that's the show. Is that the show?
Yeah, that is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You positive?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening to Avengers Podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter, if that's still around, because Twitter is the worst right now.
Dog shit right
Holy
now, bro.
shit. What is Elon doing? I don't know. But if you want to follow me, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Torn Guy on Instagram.
You say Instagram?
Instagram, yeah.
Torn Guy on Instagram.
On Instagram. Oh, yes. Torn Guy on Instagram.
Instagram. If we have a Discord, if you'd like to join the conversation there, those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. It could leave 5 stars in a review. It would really help us out. Also, I saw that people... there was quite a few people that reviewed the show on Spotify. Really appreciate that, because I know that apparently more people use Spotify than Apple Podcasts. I didn't know that because I'm an Apple Podcast user, so I'm in my fucking echo chamber. But whatever. But you know, if you have Spotify, you can maybe download Apple Podcasts anyway. Give 5 stars in a review there too. I don't know. It really helps us out. Anyway, thanks again for listening to Avengers Podcast. We won't see you next week because I'm traveling. But then the week after that, maybe we'll see you. I don't know. No promises. But yeah, later.
Later.